Goldberg joins us now. Treasurer, New South Wales opening up today. How significant is this for the national economy?
Well, it's very significant. The New South Wales economy is ready for liftoff and it will reignite the national economy. And New South Wales' success will be Australia's success. Koch, I mean, after more than 100 days of lockdown, this is the reward for millions of people across New South Wales who have got the jab in record numbers. So we know the economy's been hit by the Delta variant, but we also know from other experiences through this pandemic that the economy does bounce back. Once restrictions are eased, businesses reopen, the kids get back to school, and of course, people get back to work. And that's what we're hoping for, and that's what we expect.
Yeah, because of the property boom and rapidly rising superannuation, Australians have never been richer. The problem is you can't eat your house or your super. What about the job market? How will that rebound? Will everyone have work available?
Well, as you know, we've created more than 1 million jobs over the course of the last year. And at one point, Treasury thought the unemployment rate could reach as high as 15%, with more than 2 million Australians unemployed. Right now, the unemployment rate's at 4.5%, which is a 12-year low, and programs like JobKeeper, which were absolutely key to that success in the labour market. So what we've seen during these lockdowns is that people have lost hours. In some cases, they've gone down to 0 hours, and some people have left the workforce. So it hasn't always been reflected in the headline unemployment rate. But as Chris Richardson and Deloitte say today, as the Reserve Bank of Australia has said, and as Treasury expect, we will see continued strength in our labour market and those jobs come back as the restrictions are eased.
Because job vacancies are way higher than even before the pandemic started. And that lack of migration is really creating a squeeze. I talk to lots of businesses in hospitality and tourism, desperate for staff, but they just can't find any.
Well, that's absolutely right. The workforce shortages have been there during various stages of this pandemic. And of course, having closed international borders has been one of the reasons for that. But as the Prime Minister and the Premier have both indicated, we want to open those international borders sooner than later. And when we do so, it's not just Australians who can move more freely, it will be international students and also skilled workers. And I think the point of today is that we need to learn to live with the virus. We can't eliminate it. The Delta genie is out of the bottle, and the focus must be on reducing hospitalisations, reducing deaths. Cases are no longer the main indicator here. I mean, the UK is very instructive, Kochie. They've seen an 83% decline in hospitalisations from the peak earlier this year. They're getting still more than 30,000 new cases a day, yet they're living with the virus. And I spoke to someone in the UK just yesterday, and they said basically life is normal. And I can see that's what the people of New South Wales want, and hopefully Victoria will soon follow suit.
OK, opening up international borders, do you reckon you can get everything organised by November?
Well, it's very encouraging to hear Premier Perrottet talk about that home quarantine and fast-tracking it for November, because that's going to be the key. If we can fast-track and ensure it's effective and successful, the home quarantine system, then the international borders can reopen. And I know Prime Minister Morrison is very keen to see that happen. We need to re-engage with the world. It was the right call to close those international borders early on, and it's one of the reasons why Australia has had such a low death toll compared to the rest of the world. But at the same time, the vaccination rates are rising rapidly. You've got 95% first dose vaccination in the ACT. You've got 90% plus in New South Wales. You've got 85% plus in Victoria. These are some of the highest first dose vaccination rates anywhere in the world, and it shows that Australians are getting on and getting the jab, and this is their reward. Yeah,
we do pull together as a community. It's a great part about being Australian, isn't it? Treasurer, appreciate your time. Thank you.
My pleasure.
Here's Nat.
A busy half